From Sci News, new species of theropod dinosaur discovered in England. From prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, and if you love talking about animals, share this show with everyone you know. Now, let's get into the animal news of the day. So let's take a look at what we've discovered. BPP University paleontologist Matthew Barron has identified a previously unknown carnivorous dinosaur from Dorset, England, based on fossils collected in the 1850s. Interesting. We've got something that almost looks like a Herrerasaurid. Maybe a bit muscular, though, or too muscular for a Herrerasaurid. An artist's impression of Dornraptor normani. Dornraptor normani is believed to have lived during the early Jurassic epoch around 200 million years ago. This new species is in Alvarestron, a large group that includes most theropod dinosaurs, namely Ceratosaurus and Tentorons. So the Everest, Everestron lineage of theropod dinosaurs does hold quite a few different species, despite only having two different families of theropods. Ceratosaurus actually expanded all the way into the Cretaceous period. Similar with the Tituneron. So this also with the Ceratosaurus case includes animals such as Ceratosaurus nasicornis from the Jurassic of Colorado. Dornraptor normani. Also, Ceratosaurus existed like 151 million years ago, whereas this is nearly 50 million years earlier. Dorn Raptor romani represents a more derived theropod than those already named from the early Jurassic of England, Dr. Barron wrote in his paper. Two partial yet distinctive hind limbs of Dornraptor normani were discovered from the Blue Lias Formation, Dorset, England. So the timeline within this formation kind of extends from the 201 million years ago to about 197 million years ago. Originally, this material was referred to the early armored ornithischian taxon, Scelidosaurus harsuni. Wow, that's quite a distinction, which had also been recovered from a lower Jurassic formation in southern England, the paleontologist wrote. However, this error in assignment was soon realized and corrected in subsequent works, and the material in question reclassified as an um, indeterminate theropod. More recent works have suggested possible neotheropod or even titunaran affinities for at least some of this material, but no consensus has yet been reached about its true phylogenetic and taxonomic affinities. Oh, this is quite interesting. Another thing to mention is that certain dinosaurs that have already been discovered here in this formation. It's not known for having too many dinosaurs, but another theropod such as Dorn raptor has been discovered here. This is also probably a member of the Ceratosaur lineage as well. So possibly a predecessor to Ceratosaurus. And you can also see here by the distinct crest that it has on the top of its head. Dorn raptor was one of the largest predators to exist at this point. Dornraptor could reach somewhere around 20 feet in length and probably weigh close to a ton. So this is also close to about 10 million years before animals such as Dilophosaurus and Cryolophosaurus would first appear. But Cryolophosaurus was over in Antarctica, whereas Dilophosaurus was over in Colorado. So they both appeared somewhere around 189 million years ago. You also had the Saurosaurus, which is also probably a member of the Ceratosaur lineage. Many of these species of theropods tend to just be referred to as an Averosteran, but that's not very specific. That's quite a broad spectrum of theropods. Not as broad as saying that something is a member of the Carnosaur lineage, but technically it's either a Teutoneron or it's a ceratosaur. And this specific theropod, which was quite small, and wait, this is a really good drawing of the Saurosaurus. But Saurosaurus probably reached somewhere around um, 8 to 11 feet in length. It was a medium-sized theropod at this point. The material has never been formally named, even though the material does appear to display a distinct combination of anatomical characteristics. Our study reappraises the two specimens, compares and contrasts them with other known Triassic and early Jurassic theropods, and tests their possible phylogenetic affinities using three different anatomical data sets: two that are heavily theropod focused, and one more general early dinosaur focused. The results of these analysis, in combination with the anatomical comparisons presented herein, suggests that this fragmentary material could represent a distinct early occurring and early branching of a restaurant neotheropod. Yeah, the neotheropod is technically, I think it's another word for just the theropod lineage in general. But the Avrosterans refer to just two distinct families. Also, other animals that have been discovered here are, well, so far just one species of pterosaur that I know of, the Dimorphodon, which is one of the more well-known pterosaurs of the Jurassic, especially over in England. Dimorphodon, for this time, was a large species of pterosaur. Um, Dimorphodon could reach somewhere around 4 feet when referring to the wingspan, but it probably weighed somewhere around 2 to 3 pounds. This animal, it's there's been much debate as to what it would have fed on. So here's skeleton. At first, it was guessed that it might have been a piscivore, so preying on a wide variety of fish or even going after certain large species of lizards. But while I'm talking about lizards, maybe the size of its head, it had quite a brittle skull. So it looks like Dimetrodon just simply might have been feeding on a wide variety of different species of insects. Oh, Dimorphodon, not Dimetrodon. No, yeah, Dimetrodon was a proto-mammal from the early Permian period, 290 million years ago. So this is about what, 90 million years later. It's a pterosaur. So okay, let's go back. According to the study, Dornraptor normani constitutes one of the oldest known theropod dinosaurs from the United Kingdom. Only the early diverging coelophysid theropod Pendrag palerni is known from older layers. Wait, hold on a second. Did I? Dornraptor. Never mind. This conclusion therefore adds to our current understanding of early theropod evolution and distribution within the United Kingdom and Europe more broadly, and suggests the presence of Avarostra in England during the early Jurassic. This taxon seems to have been a contemporary of other non-vegetarian theropods, as well as numerous other vertebrates, including at least one thyrophoran ornithischian dinosaur. And this picture of early Jurassic terrestrial fauna is consistent with other localities of a similar age globally. We see a similar combination of early ornithischians, possible thyrophoran ornithischians, and early branching Everustrian theropods in the La Quinta formation of Venezuela, for example. La Quintasora venezuelae and Tacharaptor admirabilis. I'm not familiar with these two distinct, I believe, yeah, species of ornithischian, which is most likely a plant-eating dinosaur, and a theropod Tacharaptor. Most likely, though, it's not a dromaeosaur because the dromaeosaur lineage has not evolved yet. Finally, our study also emphasizes the benefit of constantly reappraising material housed in historic collections. Um, yeah, yeah, this is probably referring to the waste baskets that occur with many species of prehistoric animals in general, not just different species of dinosaurs. It can occur with different species of trilobites, proto mammals, even mammals during the Cenozoic era, so after 66 million years ago. Oh, well, it's just something else to mention is that there have been a wide variety of plesiosaurs that have been discovered here, as well as even I think a couple of pliosaur species. So this is Thalassiodracon, which was somewhere around 15 to 20 feet in length, and probably fed on, and specifically a pliosaur, despite the appearance of this animal. So it has been discovered with part of one of its fins missing, which is interesting. Despite that, it is a very well preserved plesiosaur. In fact, this is one of the first to be discovered back in the 1830s. There's even a famous statue of it over in England. Um, but the Lasiodracan was quite distant relative of the other long-necked plesiosaurs and probably fed on a variety of different species of ammonites within the oceans of prehistoric England, which there have been a wide variety of different species of ammonites and different marine deposits of even the early Jurassic of England. Many just tend to refer to the late Jurassic, even not going back much more than 165 million years. And so this is at the beginning of the period. This is right after the massive Triassic extinction event. And let's see. Move on to the. Okay. There also been a wide variety of other species of ichthyosaur that have been discovered here. So these are not dolphins, they are not fish, they are a distinct lineage of marine reptiles that first evolved in the Triassic period. So somewhere between 230 to 240 million years ago is when the first ichthyosaurs evolved. This is specifically Temnodontosaurus. This animal could reach over 30 feet in length and probably weighed somewhere between 4 to 5 tons. So this was, you could say, a large species for the Jurassic, but compared to pre-Triassic ichthyosaurs, this was technically a smaller individual. There were members of the Shastasauridae lineage, which could reach the size of easily a humpback whale. So we're talking 50-foot long ichthyosaurs that could weigh over 60 tons. And that's not even a very large species. So here's the skull of Temnodontosaurus. It had very large, distinct um, teeth, unlike different species of later ichthyosaur. Also, a wide variety of ichthyosaur that appeared later in the Jurassic, as well as even the early Cretaceous, would have much very thin and or quite a narrow and thin jaw, which was probably used for going after different species of squid instead of, in many cases, different types of ammonites. And then there was a little macroplata. Well, this isn't exactly small. This animal could still reach a length of about 15 feet, might have weighed close to a little over a ton, and probably fed on a wide variety of ammonites and squid as well. So probably cephalopods were just a major part of its diet. Let's see. Our oh, okay. So our broader understanding of non-avian dinosaur diversity and distribution throughout the Mesozoic can be expanded not just with new discoveries in the field, but also with such reappraisal and fresh analysis of older materials. Hythero hidden patterns of diversity disparity within existing collections may continue to be uncovered as more powerful analytic tools and data sets become available and more new taxa named and described for comparison. It is only by constant reappraisal of known material, often in light of new discoveries, that we can never truly understand the true richness of the global fossil record. There was somebody I left out. I was just mentioning the size of the species of ceratosaur they have found. There was another species of carnivore that had been found in the region. So this is actually a relative of the more famous Coelophysis. This is a member of the Coelophysidae lineage of theropods. So this group of animals first appeared in the Triassic, somewhere around 225 million years ago. Now remember, it's also another really well done drawing. The Triassic extinction event occurred somewhere around 201 million years ago, which is also around the time all of these other creatures were existing. But the coelophysids survived the extinction. And they wouldn't go extinct until somewhere around 180 to 183 million years ago, which is interesting because all of a sudden it's like right at that period. This is also after even animals like the Dilophosaurus went extinct, Cryolophosaurus went extinct. The Coelophysids still flourished. I think there was less variety though, but all of a sudden, about 183 million years ago, they just disappeared. Um, Dracoraptor was about the size of Coelophysis, though being more heavily built. This is also a really good reconstruction. It is very possible it was covered in feathers. There were cool areas, especially even in the polar regions, with in the Arctic and Antarctic. So it's very likely the smaller species of dinosaurs, especially the theropods, would have been feathered. That's Compsognathus. Um, but let's see. So with Dracoraptor, this is the specific species of Coelophysidae. So this is not closely related to Dromaeosaurs. It reached somewhere around 8 feet in length and probably didn't weigh much more than 70 pounds. It was quite a lightweight theropod. Coelophysis in general were very lightly built, probably going after smaller species of mammals. Occasionally, actually, there's a lot of evidence of them going after small species of crocodilomorphs preserved in the rib cages of these animals, specifically Coelophysis bari, and even cannibalizing their own kind, but probably even going after different species of pterosaur. Doesn't look like there's any evidence for them so far fishing, but definitely lizards were a big part of their diet. So let me know what your favorite species of early Jurassic dinosaur is. And from prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, and if you love talking about animals, share this show with everyone you know because nothing is better than all animals all the time.